Hey everybody, it is Kim Hawk and I'm in the Near Disney YouTube studio. We promised that after we came back from our cruise together that we were going to do a recap. So we all collectively just recently went to a Disney Wish cruise, and it was a 4-night cruise, and it left from Port Canaveral, which is very close to Celebration. Anybody want to talk about if it was convenient, how you felt about the drive going over there?
Well, I'll just say from first time cruising out of there, that was like the easiest experience, like seamless. Like literally we just drove right over, parked, and we were on the ship. Like that I appreciated. And we'll talk, I'm sure, about like getting off the cruise, but it was so seamless and easy. So, because I've been on other cruises where it hasn't been that easy.
Yes. And Tara, there's different options. Sometimes people drive over. Sometimes people decide they're going to get an Uber or a Lyft to go over to.
That was our first time. We had a little bit of logistics with a girlfriend coming over, flying over. Our car was out. So we just said, hey, we're going to take an Uber. And it was actually very simple. Dropped us off right on the time. No worries. We left plenty of time early, but it's another option.
And because Tara, I want to just kind of go back to the original video that we share with everybody. We came at it from 3 different perspectives. So it was great because it was Melissa's first Disney cruise. Now she's been on other cruises, but it was her first Disney cruise. Mm-hmm. I was the middle person, being maybe 6 times or something like that. But Tara has done double that. So she was our expert going on the cruise ship. And Melissa, I don't know about you, but I felt like I was so much more relaxed with Tara. She knew what floor everything was. She had all this information available before we even booked the cruise to make sure that we were on top of special offerings, right?
Yes, it was so great. It was like, I was like, you're our little VIP guide with this. It made it so fun and easy.
Oh, good. I'm glad that I could. That was a lot of fun.
And you know, when you cruise longer, you end up being in different categories. Tara, you want to talk about how Disney does that?
Yeah, well, we were with our friend Deb also, right?
Yes.
So I believe she was on cruise number 45.
Yes.
Pretty incredible commitment there. She was wonderful to bring in our group, but so she's definitely Pearl. On your second sailing, you are Silver Castaway. And on your 6th, just after 5, you turn gold. On your 11th, you are platinum, and that's where my husband and I sit. And then on your 26th, you're just like Deb, well on her way to pearl status. So that just helps in booking your excursions a little earlier. And you do get a couple of extra perks, like a free dinner at Palo, a few little gifts in your room that y'all saw, but you cannot beat it.
Well, you know what was so sweet? You gave me one of your free perks.
That is the gold gift. Yep, the little wet dry bag. Isn't that cute?
It's a wet dry bag.
Yeah,
so sweet. And I honestly believe, you know, the perks that you encouraged us on early, had we not done them early, we might not have had an opportunity to have the cabana that we had on one of the islands that we visited, right? To be able to have dinner in Palo. Because our girlfriends were sweet. We were wanting to make sure, because one of the things that you do when you go on a cruise ship now, you guys, you can get these magnets and you can put them on your door. And so the 3 of us were thinking the same way. And so our doors were full of friends, magnets and stuff. But Tara had surprised me and had this made.
That was amazing.
It turned out really good.
It turned out beautiful. So for the fairy godmother, I don't know if you could see from here, but it lights up.
Right. So it illuminates on the door, right?
It was such a hit. We would hear people walk past and say, that's so cool. That's so cool. It even kind of does disco lights and stuff in the back. So I appreciate it very much. But I do think that would be a good idea for you to do an Etsy show.
Showcase the different shops. Oh, yeah.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit. So now we've driven there. And this is another thing just from the first show. It's so lovely to live in the town of Celebration so that we don't have to be concerned about missing a flight in order to get here, to make sure you get on the cruise at the right time. Mm-hmm. Because once you miss the boat is going to go. The boat is not leaving. It's not going to
wait. That to happen at all.
Not waiting. So Tara's arrival time was earlier. than Melissa and mine. And so she got there early, and it was so sweet because she was there to videotape our sweet Melissa and Paul on their first time arriving into the ballroom.
That was so awesome.
Yeah.
I love
That was fun. That was a good time. I know. So that's the tip, right? You text your friend if they're in there early so they can get in the position to have that moment on film. Yeah.
Yes. So you arrive, and then there's somebody that announces your names, and then you actually are arriving into like Cinderella's ballroom. It's not like another cruise ship where you're walking into a narrow hallway and you're going down another hallway and you go up the steps and you get to an elevator. Disney really is very themed, beautifully themed.
Yeah.
And so we have some footage of that. We're excited to talk about that. And then what did you feel about, checking in your rooms? Any thoughts? Melissa, I'd be interested. Did it meet your expectation, or?
It exceeded expectations. It was gorgeous. The room, the way it was set up, there was so much space like that. There was all the shelving available as well too. So I love that. We felt very comfortable in there. I love the veranda and just being able to sit outside. That was one of my favorite parts as well too. And we had the Frozen theme as well too. So that was really pretty because we had the beautiful painting on the wall with Olaf and Sven, and we had Olaf in the corner too. So I loved all the art on there. That was just in general too. All the art on the cruise was beautiful. And then having it in the room too was really lovely.
Yes. As far as planning tips that we did, I think it was great. I think the three of us decided to pre-order the water bottle package that was available. Some of us have pre-ordered the wine package if you wanted to have some wine with your dinner. And of course, like we said, Tara was spot on in making sure that we had a cabana. Let's talk about that experience. Tara, I want to explain to everybody what a cabana experience is.
Yeah, so this was my first one actually on Lookout. We had Grand Cabana number 1. We were at Mabrika Cove, and it was absolutely beautiful. I don't think any of us were disappointed. It was the first one. We had a beautiful view of the ship, very spacious. It can fit up to 12 people. So there was only 6 of us, so much space, refrigerator, plenty of places to sit, a big dining table, and then our own access shower, own access all the way down to our own beach. It was just magnificent.
Yeah.
Yes. And they had lunch served just a couple of cabanas away. So you could either sit at that cabana or bring the food back. Like Tara said, we had like a formal sized dining room table. That's how large this place was.
Yeah.
From where we were, like you could see the ship right there. And it was a gorgeous view.
Beautiful. And Tara was out there. Now, I was with Sporty Spice and Sporty Spice. And so I will share, though, they did inspire me, and I did buy some Disney merch so that I could work out in the gym. But these two, no. They decided that they were going to be doing some 5K kind of stuff. You want to talk about what was available on one of the islands?
So at Castaway, we did the 5K. So Tara was like, you want to do the 5K? And I was like, let's go for it. So we got up early that day, and that was our last stop. And correct me if I'm wrong, Tara, the last stop, you always have the Mickey Churro Waffle Day.
Yes,
so, and I said to Tara, I was like, I got to get these waffles. So we fueled up on churro waffles and then we headed out and we did the 5K. And Tara was so helpful with that because there's a route that you follow and the cast members help as well, but she kind of helped me a little bit too. She was running. So she went running. I'm a walker, and which was great. And that's the cool thing is that, you can go at your own pace with that. You can go, we went early because we wanted to just enjoy the island. We wanted to go before it got too hot. And we both got our medals. I have my medal hanging up over here. I'm looking at it right now. And Tara, I'm going to brag on her because she was the first finisher on our 5K that day, which was so exciting.
That was fun.
And like I said, once again, I believe Walt Disney World should be hiring Tara because she kept us all comfortable, relaxed, but we were hitting the right schedule at the right time. And so let's talk about, especially Melissa, any of the shows that you like, because I know we got to see quite a few. We saw Little Mermaid. We saw Aladdin. I think we saw Disney Sees the Adventure.
Yep.
I think we saw all of them, right?
We did. We did see all of them.
Yeah. I love them. I'm a Broadway girly, musical theater girly. I love all those, and they were amazing. I love them all. I think my favorite, but I'm just biased because Ariel is my very favorite Disney princess. So I love the Little Mermaid show. That was awesome. But they were fantastic. I mean, just top-notch music, the storytelling, all the effects with it. We had great seats. There's great seats everywhere in there, but we just had a really great seats in the theater, and it was so fun. You could get your popcorn and just sit and watch the show. It was so cool.
Yes. Tara, what's your favorite show?
I think I like the Seas the Adventure. I enjoyed that one. That was really nice. I like how as a group we all got there a little early so that we could reserve a row all together. That made it fun. Of course, the popcorn, like Melissa said, that always makes it. And the talent is incredible, of course.
Yeah. A little tip, I think we kind of made it a practice to get in line about 45 minutes before the show. And that was good for us because we were all catching up with one another, and so to me, 45 minutes went by very, very fast, but it did allow us to get the best of the best seats. And we all wanted to be able to sit together too. And didn't hurt that the popcorn place was right across from where we were standing.
Exactly.
And so that made it a lot of fun. Now, there are some winners amongst us too, because there's some onboard special events that are going on that we all participated in. And Melissa, I had such great joy. So we all were playing bingo. And so, they have these electronic cards and these manual cards, and I will share with you, I think the electronic cards are the way to go.
Yeah.
But once it turns, you see a red number, that means you're one away from bingo and you're supposed to stand up. Well, Tara and I were looking around, and every bingo card, it was like Melissa was popping up.
Everyone, every single time.
Every single time. We loved it when we were in the forward. It's so good.
It was so much fun. I've never played electronic bingo. I don't know if I could go back to playing regular bingo again. It was so fun.
And she won.
Yeah.
She won. Not once, but twice, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep, sure did. I went shopping with that winnings.
Yes.
And then our friend Dee Dee, I think, did she win too?
Mm-hmm.
She did. Dee Dee won as well. I think that was one of the ones that split it, right? 12. There was one where it was like 12 ways, but yeah, she was a winner, and it was a lot of fun because it was her first one as well.
Yeah. And speaking of which, going to shop, what did you guys think about the merchandise that was on the cruise ship?
Merchandise is cute. So cute. Very dangerous to shop. The one thing I did learn, I made a rookie mistake. So anyone, and I should know this because I know this in the park. If you see something that you like, get it right away because they fly off the shelf. So there was a long sleeve that I was eyeing. I was like, oh, I'll come back and get it later. And it was gone by the time it came back. So and that's something that, to know in the parks as well. So I knew that, but I did get some other things. So we're all good.
And then as far as other shops that were on there, Rod ended up, the one thing that he wanted to do was to go to the barber. Rod got the shave, the eyebrows trimmed, and they had this special secret wall of special bourbons that were available for the gentlemen too. And so that's called Hooks. Is that right? Hooks?
That's right. Hooks Barbery.
Hooks Barbery. And then it was great because our Tara told us that we needed to make sure we might want to have certain clothes that we brought because there were special nights, right? Tara, you want to talk about why I'm saying our a lot?
Oh, Pirate Night.
Pirate Night
was fantastic. That was really fun, right? We all watched the fireworks together. Disney Cruise Line, I believe, is the only cruise line allowed to do fireworks at sea. It was incredible. They never disappoint. But yes, I loved all of us together in our special pirate gear. That was fun.
You know what? Life is too short.
Mm-hmm.
We got to remember that we've got this fabulous cruise line in our backyard. It really is. It's in our backyard. And so if I had to do it over again, I probably would say we should do the 4-day and attach a 3-day on it.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Because Rod mentioned to me the way that you do it, I guess, is you can still keep everything in your room, but you have to go to an area on the ship so that they can, possibly say, okay, you're checking out, but you're checking back in. And so now you have 7 days, because I think our time together was way too short.
I know. I was like, I just want a couple more days. I wasn't ready to leave yet.
Yeah. And you know what? We didn't really get a chance to see or experience. Well, you might have popped into some places but they have an adult section of the boat. We probably could have spent some more time there. I found it interesting that I call her Disney Deb Haggerty, when we were talking about food, and she did a beautiful thing right with Palos, because she knows like every crew member that's on this ship. And so when we walked in to have dinner, they put us in the private room. We had a private room.
It was gorgeous. That is like a memory we'll always remember.
Yes. But Deb would, in the same breath, she would say, you got to have a hamburger, And so I'm like, a hamburger? So there's a place called the Festival of Foods, and it's Mickey and Friends. And so one section might be Daisy, Goofy, whatever. So Goofy's section is Angus hamburgers. And it really was one of the best hamburgers I've ever had.
Nice.
The first day I went to Donald's and I had the bowl, and the portion size was like very filling with like the rice and the chicken. I got the soft serve ice cream too every single day, which was awesome.
And then of the other restaurants too, Melissa, I think Paul was excited about Marvel, yeah?
Yes, he was. And we had so much fun. I loved it. The food was amazing. Food was great. It had the great fun show that was interactive. And we got to see Spider-Man, which of course, that's always so much fun. So it was great. We loved it.
And then Arendelle, there's a theme there. Tara, you want to talk about what happens at Arendelle?
The conga line throughout, and everyone has their white napkins, and that vibe in there was so much fun. That was actually my favorite.
Yes. And there is a wonderful restaurant called Enchante. And then when you talk about beautiful, beautiful rooms, what did you guys think about the Rose?
That was just stunning, gorgeous. I mean, and all the windows where you could see outside with the water, they just walk in and it just feels elegant immediately. It was gorgeous.
So we're going to give an insider tip. Yeah. That you heard here, because we had never heard it before. There's something called sommelier bin. Sommelier bin. Anybody want to talk about what that means?
Go ahead, Melissa. That's all you.
Me? So with that, what happens is throughout the night, people are opening up different bottles of wine, all different types of wine. And with the bin, if you ask your server if it's available, and sometimes they might have it available, sometimes they don't. But if there's a bottle that's open, it's not fully all drank, you could potentially have, a glass of wine from that bottle, but you won't know what it is. So you would just ask your server, do you have it available? And they would say yes. And then you could request either red, white, or bubbly. And it allows you to kind of sample different wines. You don't know what they are. And I got to have a couple of the bubblies, and which was really great. Ones I wouldn't have even had a chance to taste by asking for that.
Yes. And so let's say if it's $55 for a flute of champagne, it was it $14 or $16? It was something like, it was a fixed lower price. Mm-hmm. And so we learned about that through Disney did. So I also enjoyed from my notes, the three of us our rooms were side by side. So we had verandas that were side by side. That is one thing that I would say, because Rod said we should all talk about what was your favorite thing, but also maybe something that you might adjust on your next. And so for me, if I had a longer cruise, I probably would, even though I love the first night when everybody's going up to the deck or whatever, I feel like there's just a lot of people there. And I would have probably, for my personality, I probably would have been like, I might like to just check into my room, have dinner with the group, but maybe just relax on that veranda, because I don't really feel like we got to spend enough time on our verandas that we had. Yeah. Now, we used them, But to me, that is like one of the pieces of gold on a Disney cruise, is sitting out there, and the water is so relaxing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything else that you guys would think you might do differently, or?
I think for me as a first timer, I would have gotten on the app a little bit sooner, the Navigator app, and kind of explored a little bit more to kind of get to know. By the time we were done, I got the hang of it and kind of knew all the activities and where to find things. But if it's your first time, take a little bit of extra time on the app, because you can find all the things to do. That's where you can find the room service. I didn't realize the room service menu was on there until it was a little bit later on. So just take a little bit of time as soon as you get on the ship, just a couple extra minutes to go through the app and kind of navigate. Because there's probably some activities that we could have jumped on that or that, but just didn't log in and explored enough. So, yeah.
And I love seeing that you really maximize time with the Disney characters too. You got up early. And I was so happy to see that, Tara, because I thought, when we all get there, and Disney's very organized, don't get me wrong, because they had times when people arrived and you get to your room, but your first day experiences, a lot of people trying to get on elevators, and you're like, ooh. So if you get up the next morning and you almost feel like you have the ship to yourself. And then Melissa was out there filming, and she was getting some really good stuff showing just how beautiful the boat is and how many opportunities there are to get photos with the Disney princesses and Mickey and Minnie and all that stuff.
I love the characters. I love seeing all the characters. So it was fun.
Yeah, I love it too. Tara, any comments on what you might do differently? Although I can't imagine. I mean, she has everything down pat.
That was fun. Like you said, we need a longer cruise, right? It's tough. I like the 7-day. The 7-day cruise to me is perfect. You have plenty of time for everything. But the one thing I learned is that I need to bring more of the Disney ducks for the kids.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Oh my goodness. I had brought about 15, and as I hid them, I would see the kids. I had no idea how many kids at all times are running around looking for them. They're so popular. I would put one up above like an elevator sign, and less than a minute, somebody, I found one. So that was really fun, right? We're doing that. So I need to bring a whole bunch more of those.
Absolutely. That is the one thing that's really special about the Disney Cruise Line, because the pixie dusting, we participated in that. So that was where you basically kind of go from door to door and drop off little goodies. And so I'd watched a couple of videos about that. So I made little bags, and we had so much fun. We were like, it's like a secret Santa, and you're just dropping off these little pixie dust bags. I love that. Never experienced anything like that before on a cruise. And that was like one of my favorite parts that just felt really magical. And when we were dropping them off, we were at one door, and a little boy and his mom were there, and they were seeing us drop off, and he's like, "Is that for me?" I'm like, "Yes." And then he pixie dusted me back, and I have a little Tiana, a little figurine. She's so cute, and it was really sweet. It was really sweet.
Yeah. So Tara, you've been on so many now at this point, do you still feel like there's magic in pixie dust at this point?
I do. Absolutely. We have a lot more itineraries to still explore. That is for sure. We've been to Alaska once, but I'd love to do that one next, go back again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I want to go.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes.
And speaking of which, before you get off of the ship, they do offer and you have to do it before you get off of the ship, but they do a special, try to encourage you to go ahead and book. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if anybody on our group did that.
We did.
Every time.
We had the opportunity to go into 1923 on our last night. And so that has a Walt Disney and a Roy Disney entrance. Lots of great Disney art that's in there. And we got a chance to say goodbye to our servers who followed us every night that we were together, and got to say thank you to them. And so let's kind of regroup with maybe what was your favorite thing that you think you experienced?
Well, I think there's so many favorites. It's like, how do you pick? But the one moment that I will always remember is the first time at the sail away party, and they did the dance, and then it's time to have the horns, go. And that was the first time I heard that, like right there. And I started crying. I told you guys I would cry. I would boohoo at some point. I just started crying immediately. It just
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was, and I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. That just like set the tone for the entire week.
Yeah. Tara, what about you?
You know, I think my favorite was that you had mentioned it at the Lounge Nightingales, and all our lovely friends from Celebration, we all gathered because after 9 p.m., right, they turned into adult only. And it was just so nice listening to all the classic Disney songs on the piano while meeting new friends. And I loved being with everyone from Celebration that was on that ship. That was super fun. That was very special.
Yeah, it's very special.
The only thing I could mention was the specialty coffee shops.
Yeah,
those were great, right? Those were fantastic. We had the Cove Cafe. We had the Wishing Star Cafe, which is all Pinocchio themed on deck 4, right, looking at the Grand Hall. And then on deck 5, we have the Sword and the Stone Enchanted Sword Cafe. Mm-hmm. So those are 3 great specialty coffee shops that are wonderful to enjoy. Probably the Sword and the Stone is the least busy.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one, but visited those a few times.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it was money well spent?
100%. And you guys have me hooked already. Paul and I, we've already booked our next cruise. We're going back in about 3 weeks, and we're going to be going on the Disney Fantasy. So,
nice.
Yeah, so we're doing a 5-night for that too. So 1 extra night. So we're excited about that.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. And Tara, when are you going again?
We are in about 4 weeks, so about a week after Melissa.
I gotta get on it and book something. That's
it.
Well, I can't thank you ladies enough. I had the best time, and it's a great cruise, but believe me, it's even sweeter when you are with sweet, beautiful people that you're surrounded by. And like I said, having Tara she's an expert. So she was fabulous. And to see it through the eyes of Melissa with her first Disney cruise, it just made it really special. And everybody that traveled with us, just pick your people. Pick your people. And you're going to have even more of a magical experience. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. It was so much fun.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys. Well, please make sure you guys watch Whistle While You Work. YouTube. Keep checking Tara and I out on Near Disney YouTube channel. You're going to see Melissa pop in occasionally. We're doing some stuff together, and we're enjoying life. So until we see you guys next time, see you real soon.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.